following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you can just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, that's
No, please,
Let's have it.
You don't understand. Please, this is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it. Okay?
So Oz, this week we are not only going to be talking about the Invincible TV show, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the Marvel stuff that released, a lot of the dates. We even got a little tease of the Eternals. And, you know, again, when we do things like this and we get a load of information and we have to cover things, sometimes we just have to bring in backup. You know, sometimes the duo just isn't enough and you need a trinity. You know what I mean, Oz?
It's a team up.
Yeah, it's a crossover. You know, it's a crossover. Yeah. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need that to really be able to handle the situation as well as you need to. You know, even Bucky and Sam, they needed John Walker in the end to go save those people. So
they needed Sharon Carter too to betray him. But anyways, no spoiler alert. But
there's that too. There's that part too. So you know, Oz, this week we have brought on a guest from the Geek Peak podcast. Chris, welcome to the show and thank you for joining us.
What's up, y'all? I always have viewed myself more as like a Baron Zemo, but I'll take the John Walker comparison as long as I get my road to redemption.
Well, if you're going to be Baron Zemo, then can you dance like Zemo? Because he's a heck of a dancer.
I think I got about half of his swag, maybe a quarter, but I could try to put something together.
That's not even important, Chris. What you need to have is have a high budget outfit like he had too.
Yes, I want the Zemo cut. Did you guys hear about that?
I did hear about that, and I would be interested. But explain to Oz what the Zemo cut is, Chris.
They apparently filmed about 20 minutes of him dancing, and that was just that little brief bit was what they put out. But give it to me all. I want to see all of it.
Well, the only way that I would be okay with the Zemo cut is if we got, I cannot remember her name, but Elaine from Seinfeld to be dancing with him. I need a dance off between the two.
Well, maybe we'll get that, but we also need to get a little flirtation between Bucky and Sarah.
Ooh. Oh, you want the Bucky and Sarah cut?
There's supposed to be a little. There's supposed to be a little bit more of their little flirtation going on. So.
So I guess Bucky's invited. I guess Bucky's invited to the cookout.
Dude, I told you last show, dude. Bucky. Here, let me just put it to you, Rick. Okay? Bucky is invited to Wakanda before Battlestar is invited to. Well, it would have been invited to Wakanda.
Oh man. Well, you know, Chris, while we're on the subject, I heard your last episode, but for our listeners, what did you think of the Falcon Winter Soldier, not only the last episode, but just the series in general?
I personally loved it because I'm very into the grounded, like, espionage, kind of militaristic style of the Captain America movies. Like, one of my favorites is The Winter Soldier, so I was all about it. I wish Bucky would have had a little bit more growth, and like I wish they would have played out the scene where he finally confessed.
Exactly.
I would have liked to have seen how that played out, even if it was, with him hating him. Like we deserve to see that payoff, I thought. But other than that, I thought it was fantastic. My co-host Brandon was a big fan of John Walker making the choice to save those people. I was kind of on the fence about it. I'm like, I don't really know if he redeemed himself, but him pulling that truck up and not chasing the whoever the villain was, I forget her name, but
yeah. No. That was the great part about why he would be an awesome U.S. agent, because like he will save. Actually, if you break it down, he's willing to save like diplomats and senators. But he's willing to kill like civilians and any bad guy. So he is what they are, the ultimate puppet.
He's a rogue for sure.
Yeah. I liked all of it. I kind of hope. I was hoping. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I was hoping that the Falcon suit would have like some vibranium or something in it.
Yes, I want a Wakandan upgrade.
Yeah, man. Like I'm like, if you go get the super soldier serum, you can have a super suit.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I really liked his training montage, but at the same time, I feel like he just needs a little bit more juice. And who's going to give that to him? It's got to be Wakanda.
Yeah.
Well, see, I feel like his suit was vibranium because that helicopter crashed right on top of him, and it just kind of, flew off like it was nothing. He covered up those people. So I feel like he had a little bit of that, and to me, he seemed a little bit stronger in that last fight, especially when he was fighting Batroc and whatnot. So I thought he had a little bit of vibranium in the suit, and that's why he was able to kind of take the bullets and, even take that helicopter straight on, because his last swings, he wouldn't have been able to do all that.
Well, maybe he just had a little bit of that Rocky montage juice in him.
Oh, that too. It's a great scene, though.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Batroc, because I liked that they keep bringing him back. I love George St. Pierre. I think it's great that he's just consistently featured in the Captain America verse.
Dude, GPS, man.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. I've always been a fan. I've always been a fan of him. So anyway.
Yeah, his first fight against Cap, I remember thinking, who is this man?
Oh, dude, no, man. He is a legendary, okay?
How you going to call that man legendary, then call him GPS? It's GSP. How you going to call that man GPS? That dude ain't giving us directions nowhere.
Hold on. Hey, man, I'm a nerd. I'm dyslexic, man. Holla at your boy,
Yeah, you know what? You get the first Morgan Freeman of the day.
Shoot this motherfucker!
No, wait, hold on. You probably do, since you got the whole lineup mixed up for the whole show, so it's okay.
Well, I'm just glad you actually showed up for a show on time. That's the important part. That's the important part.
I show up when we have important guests. When you're there, not so much.
That's fair. I can't. Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
I'll take this moment to say thank you again for having me on, and love your guys' show. It's fantastic, and look forward to having you both on our show very soon.
We appreciate that. So I was listening to your last episode, and I know you guys were talking about some of the drinks you all had, and my co-host is a beer connoisseur of sorts, and he loves his local craft beers. So tell us about some of the drinks you guys were drinking, if you remember.
Let's see. So last week, because we recorded 2 weeks back, so last week we did give me just 1 second. I'll
Hey, while he's doing that, Oz, what are you drinking on tonight?
Hey, so Chris, I've been doing Sierra Nevada hazy, the hazy IPAs. I've been oh man, I'm trying to think of some stuff that you might know, because I've been kind of digging our local stuff. But was it La Quinista?
Where are you based out of again?
In Virginia.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, and we're in Florida. So I haven't heard of La Quinista, but I've definitely heard of Sierra Nevada.
Oh, La Quinista is a very nice summer ale. It's very easy and chill. It's good.
That's right up my alley. I'm a big wheat beer guy, so.
Oh wow! Dude, okay. You like your little slice of orange? Your little slice of orange in there too?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm not. I listen. I don't discriminate on beer. I'll drink it all. I love it all. I've been dipping my toes into some sours recently. Last week, the drink we had last week when we did Mortal Kombat and we talked about the finale of Falcon Winter Soldier. I got this one from our friends over at Geek Hops. My boy Mash sent this from Idaho. It's Western Collective Dick Shooter American IPA.
How was it?
There's a picture of it if you're.
Wow.
I love the name, and that's why I wanted you to bring it up, because I love the name of a Dick Shooter beer. Like that is phenomenal.
Of course, we had a million dick jokes in our episode because of it. So,
does it come in just a 16 ounce or a 22 ounce or a 12?
It was a tall. I think it was a 16 ounce.
Yeah, well, see, they gotta sell it. They gotta sell it in like a 32 ounces for like the big dicks,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Double Dick Shooter. Just created a new product for that brewery.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I haven't been as much on the IPA train as I used to be, but another one that we had that was pretty good here. It's from here in Tampa. It's called Orange Crush.
Oh, Orange Crush is good.
And it's got a really cool can. It's from Hidden Springs Ale Works, and it's an American wheat beer with wildflower honey and sweet orange peel. That's probably one of my favorite beers we've reviewed on the show so far. Just for me personally, I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best, but like I said, I'm a wheat beer sucker. So
yeah, I just wish it had a little bit more alcohol content in it.
Yes.
Other than that, it's a delicious beer. Let me just say that.
You guys with your fancy beers, I'm just over here having a nice Corona with a lime.
Well, I need to go
Boring.
back. I didn't bring anything on. Excuse me for 10 seconds.
Oh man, and when I go overseas, they never have Corona, so that I always get the closest thing I could find, which is a Presidente, which is actually pretty good. I almost like that better than I like the Corona. Yeah, the Presidente is pretty good. It's got a nice, easy taste to it. You can drink it with with anything. So yeah, the Presidente and Corona.
Do you ever venture into IPA worlds? Do you you ever go outside your box?
The only time I did, when I was younger, like I'm sure we all did, I drank the piss beer, the Bud Lights, the Coors, the Keystone.
No, sir. I'm asking if you ever drink good beer.
Oh, no. I tried Yingling once, and I was like, oh.
Okay, sir. I'm asking again. Do you ever drink good beer?
I drink Corona with a lime. I think that beer is just fine.
Okay, dude, hold on. Okay. Okay. Have you? I'm even gonna go low budget on you. Have you ever had a Samuel Adams?
Yeah. Well, I don't like Samuel Adams too much. I'll drink a Heineken before I drink Samuel Adams.
Yeah, I figured you would. Have you ever had?
See,
have you ever
got
had
another Heine over here.
Grab a Heine. Have you ever had Have you ever had any Sierra Nevadas?
No, I have not. Actually, you know what, Oz? You put me on Fat Tire.
Thank you. Good.
Ooh, love Fat Tire.
Yeah, you put me. Chris, what'd you go get?
I got this one's from Sarasota, Florida, which is just a bit south, about an hour south of Tampa, where I'm at. It's J Dubs Brewing, and I got the Passion Wheat, which is passion fruit and mango wheat ale. It's 4.2% by volume.
That sounds like a very summery drink.
It's so hot down here in Florida that I can barely ever drink IPAs. Like when it's in October, I'm like, okay, time to drink the IPAs, the stouts, the porters. Other than that, I'm just trying to drink whatever I can survive on.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude, because IPA is for the wintertime with a bowl of stew or chili.
Yeah.
Now,
yep.
Yeah. See, if you're in Florida, you need to keep I try and see if you come across the Lacanistas, okay?
I'm pulling that up in my browser just so
yeah.
Well, while you do that, and before we get too deep into things, and before we get too drunk off all these beers, allow me to set the table. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. I am here with my co-host, the comic connoisseur, the mighty Ozzy Killmonger. Oz, what's going on?
What is up, comic comrades?
And you can find us on Twitter at Need4MarvelVerseDC. That's the number 4. You can email us at Need4MarvelVerseDC@GoDefyLife.com. You can also leave us a voicemail, 804-518-6631. And Chris, please tell everyone where they can find you and plug any and everything you got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is geekpeakpod.com, and that's peak like a mountain, which is kind of a joke because we live in Florida. But on top of that, we talk all things pop culture. We do content recommendations, save you the time, find out what's good out there on all the streaming platforms, save you some money. We also take some trips down memory lane here and there. We'll talk about retro stuff like Pokemon. We had a deep dive into wishing ourselves into the universe of Pokemon that a lot of people really enjoyed. We try to keep it fresh every week. Our Twitter account is at Geek Peak Pod, which I am extremely active on. And our Instagram is at Geek Peak Pod as well. And we're available on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Check us out. Not safe for work. There's definitely been an episode where we had a conversation about if we'd prefer a hand job from Geodude or blow job from Charmander. So like that kind of shit. So low hanging fruit, come on down.
That is right up regular Scott's alley.
Oh, is it Oz? Is it? That is fantastic. And also let me say, you guys might have some of the best intro music I've heard. The music is great, by the way.
Thank you. That's one of my very good friends that I went to college with in Tallahassee. He's actually a signed DJ, and he made that track for us and was just like, "Here you go." I was like, "Dude, awesome. This is too good. You're not gonna release this."
That is great. Yeah, it's they put out a good podcast, and he is out there on Twitter all the time. Him and myself are always interacting in some form or fashion. Now, he may not talk to Oz. He probably didn't even know Oz had a Twitter. Oz, tell everyone where they can find you on Twitter.
As usual, everybody checking my Twitter once a month.
Is it and I know it's early in the month, but is it your time of the month now, or do we need to wait till later in the month to find you?
I feel like I got a lot of stuff I got to accomplish this week and not get fired from my job. So once
it's not your time of the month then.
Once this week settles, I'll be ready to rip roar and check my posts once every week. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
And again, like I said, the offer is still there. If Uncle Oz ever gets to 50 followers in this lifetime or the next, we will let you. He will choose 4 ridiculous choices for me to do, and then the people will decide which one. But the way it's going, Oz, I think I'm in the clear.
I kind of feel like you should do all 4 if I hit 50.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I'm that.
I'm just saying, dude. It's not going to be extreme. I'm not going to be like, hey, Chris, he needs to get an NSFW for this one, okay? It'll be a SFW, but it'll still be okay,
Yeah, I guess.
And by the way, you can find me at Ozzy Real.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
Currently following.
Oh, you just got another one.
I like to say thank you to Chris, and by the way, I'm up to number 6, by the way, fellas, and so it's good. I think Tom from MySpace is following me too. So.
No, Tom unfollowed you a while ago.
He unfollowed.
He unfollowed you a while ago. So let's go ahead and kind of jump right into the things. Marvel released a lot of content today. They released a lot of dates. They released a couple little sizzle reels, as we call them, especially with the Eternals. I know a lot of people were looking for those. And then there was a lot of people, of course, that you can't please everybody, but there was a lot of people still disappointed that we didn't get any Spider-Man footage, no date for Blade, no Venom footage. And, it's like we got all of this, and I thought the rollout was phenomenal. I thought the hype video was phenomenal, and the little, see you at the movies. Yeah, you about to get me to go back to the theaters with that. I mean, I don't know what more you can ask. Chris, what did you think of the big reveal today and some of the sizzle reels that we got?
Totally agree, 100%. I mean, like you said, you can't please everybody. Yeah, would I have liked to have gotten more? Of course, because I'm an MCU fanboy. But that being said, fantastic. Like in that brief little sizzle reel, it's like you felt all of the impact of Endgame. You saw some of the most iconic moments in the MCU, and you also we finally got footage from the Eternals, which I was geeking out over. And, I mean, it all looks great. All the movies that they showcase look awesome. I'm even really excited for Black Widow, and I have no idea what's happening in that movie. So I'm thrilled. And the Fantastic Four, just tell me when. Just tell me when. That was the only thing. I'm like, please.
Oz, what did you think about the big reveals, some of the dates we got in some of the sizzle reels?
I will just say I didn't see any of it, but I'm looking forward to all of it.
Okay, well, that's cool, too. I thought they were great. The Black Widow one, I'm actually really excited to see Taskmaster. I'm really looking forward to see how they do him. And the Red Guardian, was his name Red Guardian? Is that his name?
Yeah, the Red Guardian. Man, they're just itching to kind of get all these people out. Man, that movie has just been like on the shelf for so long.
Yeah, and I'm actually really excited about it because I like David Harbour, the actor who's playing him. I really enjoy everything he's been in ever since Stranger Things. I've just been hooked on him. He's great. Florence Pugh, she's fantastic. Everything I've seen her in, she's been great. We know what Scarlett Johansson brings to the table. So I think this will be good. Chris, obviously you said Fantastic Four. I think that's the one probably you're most excited about. Is that the one you're most excited about?
I don't know. I'm starting to really get hyped for the Eternals, and I cannot wait. I really hope they take like a dark turn for Multiverse of Madness. I want to see some weird stuff. I'm a big horror guy, so I would be all in on them taking it a little bit darker. I know it's not necessarily Disney brand, but let's go. I want to see some blood and some demons and like all kinds of weird stuff.
I want to see some universe craziness. So,
yes.
If they say multiverse, I better see some multiverses.
Yes. I want to see like some, they're making that Marvel like What If show that's animated.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to see some of that in multiverse. Like I want to see an evil Captain America. I want to see
Yeah, so they made this crazy thing. So that when they released Marvels, they made like Marvel Ruins too, which the comic, which is like instead of Peter Parker being bitten by a radioactive spider and getting superpowers, he's bitten by a radioactive spider and gets like horrible cancer.
Oh wow!
They have here. It gets deep, bro. It's like so horrific, man. Like you see like Quicksilver in a cell just vibrating, but he has no arms, no legs. They've been chopped off. It gets, look up Marvel Ruins. It's so bad. You're just going, what happened? This is going to make me cry. Like,
take me there.
Oh yeah. Well, here, Chris, this is for you. The Human Torch, when he first says flame on, he combusts though and catches on fire.
Oh, see, you know what? That's the stuff I want to see. Like, if you want an opportunity to just go brutal and let some of these iconic characters get killed off in ridiculous ways, or go evil, or just have a different actor play them, they need to just really go balls to the wall and let it all go right. Any type of crazy idea you got, this is the movie for it.
Yeah, I wish they would do that with What If and the multiverse.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hey, hold on. You both are alluding to something. Did they release something for the Fantastic Four?
Go ahead, Chris.
Sort of. They just did what they always do and insinuated that it'll be at the end of Phase 4, but didn't give a date, and there was no footage or anything.
And, Chris, you sure that you didn't misunderstand that it was Phase 4 is fantastic?
No, it definitely has the Fantastic Four logo at the end, and I'm just like, okay, more. Give me more.
So, Chris, let me ask you, which
Fantastic
one?
Four with She-Hulk.
Which one are you least excited for? Out of all these released, Chris, which one are you least excited for?
Probably just because I know the least about it would be Shang-Chi. And I've also been waiting to see Black Widow for a long time, I feel like. But it would be between those two. If ScarJo wasn't so familiar in the MCU, it'd probably be Black Widow. But I've seen what. There's a lot of attachment to that character at this point. Shang-Chi is a new character, but I will say that trailer looked kick ass.
Yeah, and I've known about Shang-Chi and his father, Fu Manchu, for like a long time because I'm just like an old head. But I will say, if anything, I am excited for Shang-Chi. I'm not like going crazy for it, but the thing that gets me excited for it is just the fact that he does push-ups the way he does. Any man that can do a push-up like that, I believe you could kill somebody, so it's fine.
Well, he was one of your picks last week to train your mind and your body. So
every day, and he does. I watch that trailer every day, and I go, one day I'm going to do a push-up like that.
One day you'll do a push-up. One day you'll do a push-up. So let's take it one step at a time.
Regular's got to have my priorities. One day I'll do a pull-up, then a push-up.
So Oz, you didn't see it, so I'll just go over the movies and you can tell me which of these you're least excited for. All the ones they talked about. You got Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, The Marvels, which is a different title, Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Fantastic Four. Oz, which of those are you least excited about?
Yeah, I mean, not really. Spider-Man is fine, but I'm like, okay, it better wow me hard,
Not a Spidey fan? Did you not like Far From Home?
No, I am a Spidey fan. I'm just saying, like, I need to see like a She-Hulk or a Daredevil in it to make me feel like, okay, this is something totally crazy to me,
Yeah, I think that's fair. I honestly think I don't think they have to have one of those two. I mean, especially with him needing some type of a lawyer or somebody to represent him. I feel like it's got to be at least a shoe-in to get. Even if we don't get Daredevil or She-Hulk, we got to at least get Matt Murdock or Jennifer Walters.
Well, you have to, because they think about it. What else can they do with Spider-Man? They've done everything with that dude.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's take it a step further. Let's play a little One's Gotta Go with these Marvel titles. Now, we have the next four, which are Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man. Chris, One's Gotta Go. Which movie would you prefer to never have created? None of the characters will ever exist again. Which movie's gone? Yeah, I'm just completely snapping them Thanos style out of existence.
I think it's got to be Black Widow, because while I'm excited for all those characters, I mean, probably the least integral to like the overall plot moving forward. And I mean, like I said, I don't know enough about Shang-Chi. I don't want to just like just because I'm ignorant about him, just he's gone forever, and it's definitely not going to be the Eternals or what was the Spider-Man. I mean, I'm a huge Spider-Man fanboy. I personally loved Far From Home, but I know it wasn't everyone's favorite. But I just love Mysterio as a villain, so I'm very, very excited for the new one. I want to see some Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. Like they're bringing all these different villains back. I hope it's going to be just awesome.
Okay, Oz, same question.
Well, I mean, I don't want to just like agree with Chris and just say Black Widow, but like, look, her story is taking place in the past because we know what happened to her in the present and in the future. She has no future, by the way. So it's just like, unless you can go, well, you could do another one of her capers and stuff like that, but eventually you're going to have to lead up to where she died, where the Eternals are these new things, right? So and you got to, Shang-Chi is going to do some crazy martial arts stuff, dude. So I'll say Black Widow can go, and I'm only saying that because Charlotte, I think she's just looking at us and going, "It's not my fault that COVID happened, dude." So, but it did, and it kind of like made everything load. I don't know what they could have did to fix it. I don't know if they could have said, "Hey, we're going to release this on Disney Plus quick," but there's just nothing for it. So.
Okay.
Dude, if they had dropped this in October of last year, when everybody was cooped up in their houses, craving new stuff,
yes,
people would have gone absolutely insane for it. So I don't know what they were doing, and they keep pushing it back further and further, and they're trying to get people to go to the theaters, but like not everyone's going to be enthusiastic to go see a Black Widow movie in theaters. Like that's
and then maybe that's not a theater event anymore. Maybe they're trying to coop their money. Maybe they should invest with all the other movies and say, yo, here, enjoy this Black Widow as part of Disney Plus, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think that would have been the perfect time to release it, but it's all about money. They wanted to make money instead of creating a buzz, because I think if they would have did your idea, Chris, and released it when people were craving for new content, and if the movie's a banger, like it possibly could be, if let's say it happens to have a good Winter Soldier vibe, just a real grounded, gritty type movie, you could re-release that right now in theaters, and people would want to go see it on the big screen, because there's a lot of people that don't want to watch movies like that at home. They want the theater experience, even if they've already seen it. So, yeah, I think that would have been a great call.
Man, what if?
There's another what if story right there.
That's another what if, but they were just trying to get their loot, dude. So
it's all about the money, man. At the end of the day, it's all about the money. Like the hype that would have created, especially leading into what we got, like with WandaVision and now Winter Soldier. Like I think that would have been a great kind of launching pad.
Well, just think about this for a second. Like if they would have released the Black Widow movie, right? Then release WandaVision, it would have been such a strong push for DC and Marvel saying that we support women, But then they're just like, we're going to put you on this shelf right here. It's the top shelf, but we're still going to put you on the shelf. So
I didn't even think about that, but that's a great call too. I was like, you'd have had two female-led, Marvel stories being told, and I don't think that's something that's. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's been something that's been done in Marvel, especially with two female-led type properties like that. So that would have been great.
You would have had the movie from Black Widow and then the series from Scarlet Witch. It would have been like a crazy campaign push. But again, make your money at the expense of doing a smart thing, not even a right thing, but a smart thing.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very good call. Okay, let's kind of dig a little bit more into a couple of these movies. The Marvels. I'm very intrigued by the title. Obviously, it has Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan's S at the end of it, which is pretty significant. They've pretty much said that she will be appearing in it. We don't know how. I would expect Monica to probably appear in it after she kind of got her powers with WandaVision. I'm wondering if it's Marvels. I know this is going to be a very female-centric movie, but would that be the time to introduce Blue Marvel?
That would be interesting, dude.
Chris, what do you think?
I don't even know who Blue Marvel is, but I'm all in on that. But I'm specifically excited for Monica Rambeau. I really liked her character in WandaVision. I really wanted to see more about her. I thought she was really cool.
Well, man, dude, she had an awesome run in the 90s when she was part of the Avengers, when she took over as Captain Marvel, and her powers came out, and it was a really cool, really dope run. Now, for you, Chris, Blue Marvel, he's like the black equivalent of Sentry, so he's like, he gets his power from another universe, which makes him super powerful, and he's like super strong, rivaling Sentry. And he was also this astrophysicist. His story, his story was that he got these powers in the 60s, and he was helping the government out and everything, but he wore a mask. People were like, we can't have this superpowered black man around in the 60s, and his wife was a secret agent that was kind of there to kind of make sure he would never go rogue, whatever, but she fell in love with him. They had 2 kids. Both kids had superpowers. One kid got bad. Oh, there's a whole deep story about this dude, man.
Looking him up now, it's saying his strength is the uppermost limits of his strength is unknown, but it's in the same ballpark as Hulk, Sentry, and Thor.
Oh yeah, he's a crazy dude. And so when he wore the mask, he was in this fight with one of his arch enemies, and the enemy broke his mask. People are like, "Holy shit, that dude's black!" And so it caused all these crazy ripples, and he kind of went underground, but he was always still doing his thing, you know. But then he got the call basically from the Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, saying, "Look, dude, you need to come out again," you know. And so it's interesting. So that was a very interesting thing you said, regular Scott, to have in Blue Marvel, because they would have the whole trifecta of Marvels.
It would be 4 of them, actually.
Question for you guys. Now that you've given me a little bit of backstory, do you think that they would still introduce him in that same way after the story from, was it Isaiah?
Yeah. See, it's so cold that they never have like said anything about him. So I don't think they would do this like a cold entry into this dude. So I feel like they're just going to stick to the basic Marvels that we have, you know. Now, speaking of Isaiah, what would be super dope is if they would just do a one shot of him and Bucky having that fight.
Oh, yeah, that'd be.
I see. This is what my heart would do, man. My heart has always been saying this. Just do a one shot, like an hour long, 30-minute one of him breaking out, going to rescue his dudes, and him and Bucky fighting, and him breaking that arm. You know, and then you end it with the U.S. government taking him, and he's behind bars, and they start their little stuff with him. But you got to have that fight, dude. I want to see that fight.
I need it. Now that you've brought it to my attention, I need it.
Dude, as soon as he looked at Bucky and said, "How's that arm?" I was like, "Okay, can I please have that, please?"
Yeah, it was one of the best lines of the show. Subtle, but you were like, "Oh, okay, he's serious then."
So Bucky's trauma is that he wouldn't remember all the things he did until he went to Wakanda, and the Wakandans helped him like process all the stuff. That dude had to remember getting his ass whipped by Isaiah.
So, you know, one of the other things I'd really like to see out of this Captain Marvel movie is, you know, I think one of the things that Captain Marvel needs for me, because I'm not a fan of OP characters. That's why I'm not a big Superman guy. And so one thing I think would help is, and be a good way to start introducing, because we've talked about how, you know, they should introduce mutants slowly into the world. I think this is a perfect opportunity to bring Rogue in, sap Captain Marvel's powers, Carol Danvers, completely make her useless, kind of, and then you have to bring the other Marvels in to kind of save the day a little bit. Now you got Rogue with her powers. You can establish her as an anti-hero. She can break away and get free, and you can show how powerful and show these other characters becoming heroes. And Carol Danvers can kind of lead them without her powers, and I think that would be a very easy story to tell. And would make people, it would make Carol Danvers more likable for me to see her struggling with something instead of just being able to fly through ships.
Yeah, see, let's just tell the truth. You're just looking for some reason to get rid of Brie.
I don't mind Brie. I like her in 21 Jump Street. How do you feel about Brie Larson, Chris, and the Carol Danvers character?
I like Brie Larson as an actress, but I don't like how they established Carol Danvers. I felt like overall I was pretty bored through Captain Marvel. I watched it. I'm not like a huge hater on it. I just didn't feel like it was very exciting because, like you said, she didn't struggle with a whole lot. Like the only thing they could have her struggling with was like her amnesia, which obviously is no longer in play. So she's just completely invulnerable. But I really liked what you said. Like, I definitely want them to start incorporating mutants, and that's got to happen pronto. I want that so badly. The X-Men are my jam.
It would be good. It would be nice just to do it through Rogue, and you could slowly start then you would have Rogue. You could get your Mystique, the different Mystique, who's kind of like the parental figure of the Rogue.
You know what, Oz? You say that. You could have Mystique be the main villain and nobody would know until the end. And on an after credit scene when she transforms back into Mystique. And you see her as Mystique. You don't even know that's her until the very last scene, after credit scene. And she transforms into Mystique. It was like, all right, well, that didn't work. We'll try something else. And she just walks off. People would lose their minds.
I'm down. Yeah, like if the X-Men, if they're going to do any sort of Fantastic Four, they should start putting the X-Men in, and then Disney can just take over all of our childhoods.
I have, looping back for a second to Falcon and Winter Soldier, I have one question that I forgot to ask you guys. So do you think that Captain Falcon, oh my God, sorry, we kept calling him Captain Falcon by accident on our show because it's Super Smash Brothers.
Well, hey, Chris, there's a beer in town that's called the Falcon Smash.
Ooh, I've heard of that one. I have not had it, but I've heard it. But do you think that Captain America will play the same kind of role on the next edition of the Avengers as Steve Rogers' Captain America did?
You know, I think he will, because I think he will be. I think that was one of the things they really established in this series, because that's a great question. Because, you know, Carol Danvers is very dominant. You know, her personality's dominant. She's got, you know, she's the most powerful. Thor is a very dominant personality. You know, there's a lot of dominant personalities. But I think what they established in that series was that Sam is the guy that kind of grounds people. And, you know, instead of him always having to fight his way out, he's willing to sit down and be like, look, let's talk about this. You know, we can help you, you know, and I think that groundedness is really kind of a key component in finding a leader, especially with a super powered team like that. So I think he should be, because I think he would bring a level headedness to things. And as we saw, he can plan things. He can kind of, you know, map things out. Yeah, and he's all those things. And I think it would really, I think that would be another step to really establishing him as the next Captain America. I mean, he's already is Captain, but just establishing him more in that role.
Well, the most important thing that happened between all the Captain Americas is that they represent the voice of reason. You know?
Yeah. You pretty much, I just went on a 5-minute rant. You said it in 3 seconds. Great job, Oz.
Perfectly succinct.
Yes, yes.
And another thing that kind of tips the scale in favor of him probably more likely being that kind of role is we also have lost a lot of our other leaders. Obviously, we lost Steve, we lost Tony, we lost King T'Challa. You know, like those three, and Thor is off with the Guardians. So
he's kind of the last OG. Like that's a good point. Like that's a very good point. He's the last OG of the last group. I like that a lot, actually. That makes a lot more sense.
It's very true. Like, because, like, man, Bruce Banner, like, that dude is out, like, you know.
I think he's done. I don't think he wants to be involved in avenging anymore.
People are just going, man, what is that delicious barbecue? He's like, that's my arm, dude. You know.
It's like, who's gonna step up? Ant-Man? Like, Ant-Man gonna lead the Avengers?
Ant-Man ain't even the leader of his little duo with the Wasp. We know who runs that. We know who runs that team.
Dude, the Wasp is definitely the leader. She wears the pants. Okay.
Hey, you know what though? While we talking about that, I think Wasp would be a great number 2 for Sam though. Like, I think she'd be a great, like, you know, secondary leader.
Well, here's the thing for you, man. In Ultimate Avengers, the comic, when all the things went crazy with Loki and stuff, so they captured Steve Rogers and the Wasp, and Steve Rogers frees her, and he just looks at her and goes, listen, there's only one way we're getting out of this. You need to listen to what I say and don't hesitate. And they just go through people. So and she was like, okay, let's do it. So, you know, that could happen, you know.
I think the Wasp could also very easily be a Black Widow type character amongst the dynamic of, like, someone who's more grounded with, like, worldly problems, not someone from space or you know, a god. And I think that adds, like, I want to definitely see her more involved moving forward, because, you know, Paul Rudd's the comedy, but I feel like we need her kind of commanding presence.
Oh, so both of you guys are saying Hawkeye is not ready to be a leader. He's got his own personal problems.
Hey, I can tell you this, though. Hawkeye is undefeated in battle. That dude don't lose battles. Every battle the Avengers lost, he wasn't there.
Clint, give the glove to me.
Dude, him as, what's his ninja persona? Is it Ronin?
Ronin,
Ronin.
Oh my God. Give me a one-off of him just hunting down Yakuza bosses.
Chris, what do you mean? That dude looks like he should have been in Next of Kin Part 2 like Patrick Swayze's brother. Like he had the mullet cut and he was just wrecking people, you know?
I wanted another hour of that.
You know, if I had to guess, and you know, again, this is wishful thinking, but I think Shang-Chi, if you set it kind of during the snap, I think that's a perfect opportunity to kind of introduce Ronan kind of going through and becoming
that would be
Ronan.
Cool.
You know, I think that'd be a good way to just to kind of connect everything and show like, oh wow, he's here too, and you know, I think that'd be a really cool scene.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what the extra spoilers are going to be in all these movies. And then, hey, you guys haven't even touched on the Eternals.
Well, we can. What you got, Chris?
Well,
Chris is like he's ready to go for the Eternals. What you got?
Huge Game of Thrones guy. Even with the final season being what it was, I love the series as a whole, and I've read all the books, so I'm extremely excited to see. Like, I thought all the acting was on point the entire show. You know, the writing kind of fell off, but
yeah, you're still my queen.
My queen. Yeah, so I'm really excited. It's got Robb Stark and Jon Snow, and it also has Angelina Jolie.
Yes, but the comedian dude.
Is it Kumail Nanjiani?
He did the old creatine workout.
He is freaking yoked. He's a monster.
And he had the best quote. He said, "If I'm going to represent Indians in this movie, I better work the fuck out."
Well, he did. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, that dude looked like Henry Cavill with a tan coming out. Like, that dude was huge.
He said, if I'm gonna be this dude in this blockbuster, people are not gonna see me flabby. They're gonna be like, "Yo, okay, this guy got a 6-pack. It's cool."
He is an absolute unit. I love it. He has completely transformed his body. It's insane.
All right, let's wrap this last one up with. I just want to get your thoughts on Wakanda Forever, Chris. What do you think about them moving on without T'Challa? You know, they've kind of pretty much confirmed that, and I think this title kind of confirms it too, that T'Challa will be passing the mantle. I think he'll probably end up dying in the movie. What are your thoughts on them not recasting T'Challa and just kind of moving on from the character?
I'm a little conflicted because on one hand, I would not have been upset had they recast, because it kind of would have been like, you know, T'Challa is forever.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I also have thrown around the idea of maybe them bringing Killmonger in from another multiverse to be the next Black Panther in the Multiverse of Madness. Or, you know, I would have loved to have seen Michael B. Jordan stick around if obviously circumstances played out horribly. But I don't know. I mean, at the same time, I haven't seen it and I don't know what direction they're going to take it in. So I don't want to say, like, I don't want to pass judgment and say, no, I don't want them to move on from him, because I have a feeling they're going to do it in a really tasteful and well done way. So I'm kind of wait and see on it.
Now, Chris, I've been in heavy negotiations with Marvel and Disney. They've been calling me every day about the script, and so we're trying to iron it out. And so what we've come to a conclusion is we're going to have Michael B. Jordan back in. What happened was, when they threw his body over in the ocean where he asked to be buried, the Atlanteans took his body. They did some terrible things, and T'Challa said, "You will not disrespect any Wakandan, whether he be bad or good." So they send himself and a group of Wakandans down to get the body. Terrible thing happened to T'Challa. He got hurt real bad, but they got the body and T'Challa back. So they were able to do a mind transplant between T'Challa's mind and Killmonger's body. So we still have T'Challa's mind in Killmonger's body, so we still will have Michael B. Jordan. It's just negotiations we're trying to work out, so it's okay.
It's That's literally perfect. Give me that.
Hey Chris, he's been talking about this idea for at least the last couple months. Like, dude, that's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. This guy has been pushing this idea for so long. It's a good idea. It is a very good idea.
You get the Atlanteans, you get the Wakandans, you get the revenge factor.
Set you up for Fantastic Four set you up for Fantastic Four. You know, if you do Namor.
Dude, I would be game for that. Like I said, I want Michael B. Jordan back. I loved him so much in Black Panther. But I don't know, what have you guys heard anything more recent than I have about like who is going to take up the mantle, or is that still completely in the dark?
I haven't heard anything, but like it would make good. It makes sense, the succession of it all, because like T'Challa got it from his father, so maybe Shuri could have it. But man, I don't know if she got the chops to do that, dude.
I like her character a lot, but she just didn't seem ready to be Black Panther.
No, I mean, I would have rather gotten it to her, to his love interest. She seems like she's like, oh shit, like she could do it, you know. But yeah, I still, it would still be cool just to see them kind of, actually, I would like to see what they're going to do with Wakanda Forever. Maybe they're going to go, hey, this movie is just not going to have him, T'Challa, at all, and we'll just focus on, you'll get a really big glimpse of what Wakanda is all about, you know? Maybe it could be a Wakanda from the past.
You know? I was hoping it was going to be M'Baku. I think M'Baku's got a pretty built-in story. He's got he can kind of a redeem story where he's kind of like, you know what, I did wrong by him. Let me do this to prove myself worthy of it, you know, and because I think we might end up having some fights for the crown. And, you know, I wouldn't be mad if Shuri got it, but I agree with both of you. She doesn't seem ready. But maybe that's the core of the story, you know, is that she's not ready for this task, but she's got to get ready. And, you know, when you got Angela Bassett behind you, she going to make sure you get that motivational speech to get you ready. But I'm hanging out. I'm hoping that it's going to be M'Baku, because I think that I like the actor. I think he's really good. He's got the size for it. He's believable. I think he would be an incredible Black Panther.
I heard a rumor that Battlestar didn't die, that they actually sent him to Wakanda. He's going to be the next king. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what. I'd rather have a white wolf as Black Panther than Battlestar. Okay, I'd rather have the white wolf.
I like Lamar.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, man. They had a white wolf. The white wolf has been Black Panther before for a short stint.
All right,
throwing it out there.
So I think that's a good place to kind of stop right there. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk all about Invincible 1 through 8, and we'll go from there. We'll be right back and play a quick commercial. Oz, is that okay with you if I play a quick commercial?
I mean, I guess, since you'd like to rant so much, I can't believe that you actually did the rant this time.
I know, awesome. Dude. This show is so backwards right now. I'm ranting, and you're the one giving these concise, straight to the point answers. Yeah, we need to take commercial. I need another beer.
I just feel like we need to have Chris on more often. This is the case.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Defy Life podcast. Join JR, Thomas, and Al as they take on topics in sports, politics, current events, family, and more. Insightful, hilarious, always unique. New episode every Wednesday. Powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Listen at DefyLifePods.com and everywhere else your favorite podcasts are available. If you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about?
And we are back. Make sure you are checking out the Defy Life podcast. That is the flagship of the network, Defy Life. You can find all of the Defy Life podcasts at the hub. Go to defylife.com. You can also find all our gear at Defy Life Gear. Chris, one thing we didn't touch on, we like to talk about food a little bit. What's your go-to? I got you. Hey, Oz, I know you guys. I know you always hungry. Chris, what's your go-to movie theater snack?
Okay, so before the pandemic, there was a theater, and I live in Tampa, so there's a plethora of theaters here, but there was one that I would drive out like 25, 30 minutes to because it was like RDX, so it was extra loud, which is crucial for me. And due to many concerts and festivals, and also loud TV. But that being said, I used to drive out there, and they had this Jack Daniel's bacon cheeseburger with this like blackberry Jack Daniel's jam. And so that used to be my go-to, but then they closed the restaurant, so I haven't been back to that place.
Did they close it permanently or just for...
Well, I tried to get intel on that. I went back 2 times after it closed, and they just kept giving me the runaround. They're like, "We're not sure," and I'm like, "Can you just give me an answer on this
or your recipe?
I need to know." So, but my normal go-to, I really like Sour Patch Kids, the watermelon one, and also Reese's.
Okay. That's not a bad combination. That's not a bad combination at all right there.
So are you a burger dude?
I am a burger guy.
Are you a cheeseburger with bacon?
Yes. Very much so.
So do you do
tomato.
If I'm being weird, I'll get a bacon cheeseburger with peanut butter and some jam.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's fire.
Oh goddamn!
There's a burger joint in Tallahassee that used to make it. They called it the Lip Smacker, and oof,
it was a lip smacker.
So good.
Oh, dude, that sounds awesome.
Huh? Oz likes to cook a little bit, likes to mess around in the kitchen, so that might be another little contraption you can make, Oz.
I might have to be doing that this weekend, dude.
Well, if you do, just call me. I want to try that.
If you do post a picture of it on your Twitter so I can retweet it.
Okay. Hey, that's a bet. Hey, the regular Scott, I might have to have you over, dude. Okay, a little experimentation.
Hey, Chris, listen, man. I don't appreciate you giving Oz tips and ideas on how to increase his followers because I feel like a picture like that is going to create interest and people are like, huh, who's this guy? Let me follow him.
That's a good looking burger.
Exactly.
Okay, so once again, Chris, you are invited back anytime you want, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Chris is going to come back. And you're going to have like 55 followers. And like, Chris is going to be like, guess what?
Dude, so here's the thing you don't understand. It don't take 55. It just takes 50 or even 51.
That's true. This is getting very dangerous because that's actually a really good idea, and I'm very scared that Oz is going to do it for real.
Yes. I'm going to have Guy Fieri following.
Yeah, what?
Okay, wait. Now I have to ask you guys though. What's your preferred theater snack?
So I'm a big tub of popcorn. I love my popcorn. I need a lot of butter. I need butter in the middle. I need butter on top. And then I'm topping it all off with some cookie dough bites. Even if they don't have the popcorn or, even if the popcorn's not good, I'm definitely getting the cookie dough bites. That is the most essential piece to me of a nice movie snack. And a large Coke.
Yeah, I am. I used to do the Coke, but you know what? I sneak my own cookies in. But I will tell you this though. So I used to live in Anchorage, Alaska. Okay, and so there was this place called, and it probably still is there, the Bear's Tooth Grill and Pub, where they showed movies and you could order beer and order food. They would have this crazy ass burrito. It was a seared salmon burrito with this sriracha sauce on it. And dude, it was insane. It was that with the beer that they would have from their local breweries. I was in heaven. It was great.
I was just about to say, when you said you'd sneak cookies in, like the best snacks for theaters are the ones that you sneak in. I've brought Quiznos subs in. I've brought pasta. I got pizza slices. Like, I am an absolute degenerate when it comes to going to movie theaters.
Hey, Chris, guess what? Guess sneaking in a bacon cheeseburger with peanut butter.
That's great.
Send me a picture of that too, please.
Wait, I'll post it on my Twitter.
I was just going to take a picture of his pocket. You're just going to see his hand in his pocket, and you're going to see a burger sitting there with peanut butter and jelly dripping down the side with some cheese hanging off.
They're going to be like, sir, why did you bring a towel in here? I was like, no reason.
That's great. I'm actually very intrigued by that burger, though. Like, I really might need you to make that for me this weekend.
No, hey, listen, I'm dead serious, man. Like if I survive past Saturday, Sunday, I'm gonna have you over, and I'm making that freaking burger, dude. Yeah,
but I'm not taking a picture though, and I'm not putting it on my Twitter. I can tell you that. I'm not tagging you in nothing. I can tell you that.
You don't have to. I'm gonna take a picture for you, dude.
All right,
it's gonna be great.
Let's get to our main event. Let's get to the main course of the show. Let's get to Invincible. Chris, we have our ranking scale that we like to do. We've changed it up a little bit. We've added a little bit to it. We have a new tippy top. We had the very top of the mountain is, or the very top of the peak for Chris, I should say. The very top of the peak is Morgan Freeman's God.
Motherfucker, and let us take our fraternity of assassins to heights reserved only for the gods of men.
Yes. And then under that, which is like a 10. Then under that, we have the lovely and beautiful Iris West, who has dropped down from a 9, not because of her looks, but down to an 8. Just a good 8. And then under that, we have the incredibly talented, or so he thinks, MGK, which is
6 for me,
solid 6. And then under that, we have the incredible and unforgettable.
He's called Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, we know who you are, Jar Jar. We have the Jar Jar Binks. That's a good little 4. And then at the very bottom, we've just changed this. We had the Guardian, but we've decided to change that to Jax with the little arms.
Yeah, these motherfuckers work.
Yeah. They don't work too well when they're little like that, Jax. So, Chris, where would you rank the Invincible series on our Take a Knee from Marvel vs. DC scale?
It's going Morgan Freeman, God tier assassin clan. I cannot speak highly enough about this show. It is absolutely incredible. From start to finish, I think the first season might have been one of my favorite seasons of television I've seen in a very long time.
Wow, very high praise. So right off the bat, we got a Morgan Freeman. Oz, what are you giving the Invincible series?
The only bad thing is that Robert Kirkman is making, he's just printing money, but that's okay. He should print money, He's just like, what you want. I can do zombies. I can do superheroes, what you need. So, I'm good. Yeah, dude, he definitely is the Morgan Freeman dude. It's I might even have to give it an Infinity Gauntlet. It's well done.
Ooh.
Well, check me out. See, I read from issue 1 to the finished issue to the series finale of Invincible, and you get the live action animated version of the comic, and it's great. It's so good.
Okay. Well, I guess that's just going to be a clean sweep because I'm also going to give it the Morgan Freeman as well.
Fraternity of assassins to heights reserved only for the gods of men.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, what can you say? We
somebody shoot this mother.
Well, we can run that too.
Shoot this motherfucker.
There's somebody shoot this motherfucker.
Chris, let's start with you. We can start wherever you want. Also, let me go ahead and play the spoiler alerts because we're not going to hold anything back. And if you haven't seen it by now, then I guess you're not going to watch it, which is absolutely ridiculous. Chris, where do you want to start? We can start from the beginning. We can start at the end. We can start in the middle. We can do whatever you want. Where do you want to jump off on this Invincible conversation?
I guess the first thing I'll say is if you're going to spoil this for yourself after all three of us just gave it a Morgan Freeman God tier ranking, I don't know what to tell you. But that being said, episode 1, let's start at the end of that. First off, we get the value brand Justice League, which I love. Mm-hmm. And then obviously you get their slaughter. Wow.
Yeah, that was and as someone like you, Chris, who has never read the comics, I was completely blown away just how brutal he whooped those dudes. And as big of a Batman fan as I am, I hope this lets everyone know that if Batman ever did encounter somebody like that, just in a chance encounter, the quick work that he did with whoever the Wish version of Batman was in that series, that's what would happen.
That wasn't no Batman, dude. That dude didn't realize that this alien came here 20 years ago with some crazy intentions. Come on, man. That was he was more of a Nightwing dude.
Let me tell you what you're not going to do. What you're not going to do on this show is slander Dick Grayson. I'm going to tell you what you're not going to do. You can do a lot of things. You can make a lot of jokes, but what we're not going to do is slander Dick Grayson on this show.
Dude, that dude was Dick Grayson, man. Bruce Wayne was not going to be like, where are you from? You 20 years? No, you got a mustache?
The stash is the thing that sets you off.
Well, so here's a funny little thing for you. I don't know if you both are aware of this. So back in way back in the day, so there was a guy. I want to get was it Hubert Humphrey or whatever? Oh wait, I think it was Dewey. So anyway, he was going against Truman or something. Well, people hated this dude because he had a fucking mustache. And people were like, listen, he's really smart, has great policies, but that dude is not trustworthy because he has a mustache. And so there's a whole weird thing about, you only see people with mustaches or either in, places of authority or stuff like that. It was really weird times for mustaches. So when you saw all those cats with mustaches, and spoiler alert for the comic book, you got to read the comic. Mark Invincible mentions the mustache towards the end of the series, and there's a reason why. There's a whole thing about the mustache. It's good. It's really super good. I promise. It's really good.
How long is the actual comic book in terms of issues?
Oh, I think it ran almost 14 years or something, dude. It's 100 and maybe almost 150. I can look it up right now and tell you. But.
So there's plenty of material to pull from to continue making the show. How many seasons would you estimate they'll probably end up making of this?
Chris, they could have literally 6 seasons if they wanted to. And what you guys saw as a season finale, it has nothing to do with all the craziness that goes on. So you have to really. They gave a lot of spoiler alerts at the very last one where this thing is great, dude. Oh my god.
You can't even get your words together. now the Uncle Oz is back. This is the Uncle Oz we've been missing.
So because I nerd out about it, so I can mess you guys up and give you some spoiler alerts for the comic in broad strokes if you want me to, but I'm trying not to. So, but I'm going to in a little way. Very broad.
Nah, man, don't do that. Don't ruin nothing for me.
I won't ruin a thing. But so when you saw the the White Line character who was just beat up Mark in the first place.
Battle Beast.
Battle Beast.
Yes.
He comes back in a crazy way, dude. Battle Beast returns. You get a chance to see all of the planet of the Viltrumites. You get to see the planet where they come from and who the leader is too. Oh, and also, if you think that Omni-Man was a badass, he's sort of like Bruce Wayne compared to Superman when you get to see all the other there's this one dude called Conquest, and he's nuts. He's nuts, dude.
Oh wow.
But you also have to think of it in another way too, that every time Mark, and I want you to think of it this way for the rest of the seasons when you see it, every time Mark gets really badly beaten, I think part of his power is he just adapts to it and gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So, and you can see that through the series too. From when he first got beat to the very end, he gets better and better. And oh, dude, and then sorry to fuck you guys up some more. Monster Girl and Robot, they have their whole other little crazy thing that goes on that's mind blowing. Robert Kirkman does a crazy job with that series. It's so good. And when you guys, I'm shutting up.
Dude, I love all of the characters that they've been introducing. Like, I want to know more about every single one of them. Machine Head was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, Titan is cool. Like, Monster Girl. Everybody in the new Guardians is pretty sweet. But man, the finale. Let's jump ahead for a second.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, so whenever anybody talks about, like, child abuse and stuff like that, that's the ultimate child abuse.
Dude.
That was something. I mean, that dude, he pummeled his kid.
He punched him into a mountain and caused an avalanche.
Dude, he punched him into a mountain and destroyed a mountain.
Yeah, that was, oh my God. And the part where he has the flashback where Invincible is playing baseball as a child. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
But what got really deep was when that dude left the atmosphere and all of Invincible's blood just burnt off of him.
And you saw that one or two tears kind of floating in space as well.
Well, no, what you saw, one or two tears, they froze.
Oh, right.
They froze. Yeah, and oh, by the way, that dude, his story's not done either, dude. Your brains are going to go tripping.
Dude, I am very, very excited. Like, I'm interested to see what happens on Mars. Like, Mars is fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Mars is chaos. And I want to find out who the shapeshifter was. Like, I want to see that character again. Bring that person back. And I personally really like Adam Eve. So I'm interested to see. Okay, let me throw something out here. I want Mark to go ahead and just dump Amber. I don't know if that happens later on, but I'm over it. I'm like, dude, you're trying to be a superhero, and you could be dating this superhero chick that you're good friends with, that you're clearly into, but you're like trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
Hold on. Let's just get this straight. She told him, I know you're invincible. That's not the point. I was like, wait, there is no other point.
Exactly. I was like, okay, seriously?
Hold on. As soon as he said, I'm invincible, and you know what Invincible does, you're cool with everything he's done.
So one minor flaw that I noticed, and I guess this is just a superhero thing, but nobody knew that Omni-Man was Mark's dad, even though he wears nothing on his face and doesn't change his hair and doesn't stand up straight. Like, at least Superman, gets a couple extra inches, takes his glasses off, changes his hair, probably puffs his chest out a little bit more. Like, nobody recognizes, Mark's dad as Omni-Man.
That's Robert Kirkman's ultimate joke about that. Just like, no one notices that Clark Kent is Superman. For real.
I can't wait to see the new characters they introduce. Like, every villain I've liked. Like,
there's so much good stuff in there, dude. there's so much craziness. It just, and also, man, if you're the wife, you got to start drinking because like, what else can you do?
Dude, she needed to play her cards a little bit safer towards the end of this season. I mean, whoa, like he was very much onto her, and she like was pretty much aware of it. I felt like. Yeah. And she was still just kind of being reckless. I'm like, you're going to get the Taylor killed. You're going to get all these people just murdered outright.
I was very worried about the Taylor. Like, I was like, yo, I hope this old man don't catch the hands, dude.
But see, dude, he that's why he's so conflicted, because he knows what his Velcro training and heritage says. But then he was just like, oh, shit, this is what this experience is doing it to me, too. And that dude... Oh my God, man! Oh, Ray Scott and Chris, I wish I could tell you some more stuff because that dude comes in layers too.
So Art, the Taylor, you know, Mark Hamill does his voice in the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He should, because he's just awesome.
I know, I love it. And let's talk about the voice cast for a second.
Yes,
unbelievable. Like, that's one thing I'll say. The reason that I give this show a 10 is not because there's like one aspect I really like of it. It's that everything around it has been done so well. The story's great. The animation's fantastic. The characters are really interesting and fun to watch. It's really graphic. It's set in a realistic setting. Music's awesome, and the voice acting's great. Like, they literally cover all the bases.
Yeah, there's so many different names on there, and one of my favorite ones, hands down, was Mahershala Ali. I can't remember what his character's name was that he portrayed, but he was fantastic, and I love the way he kind of took on the Kingpin role and really took his master plan actually came to fruition. And he really kind of took over. I'm looking forward to him in season 2 as well. That's a great call about the cast. Titan, yes, it's a great call about the cast.
Dude, his song. I just looked this up today because I was like, damn, this song rides. I'll have to look it up, but the song that they play when they reintroduce him in the episode where they go fight Machine Head, it's like, oh Hana Bam, make way for the king. That song bumps, and that's just such a great intro for that character.
Well, the soundtrack for the whole series is good too.
So good.
A lot of Run the Jewels. A lot of Run the Jewels.
Yep.
They got some Cage the Elephant in there, which I love, and then the last song after the battle takes place, that song is hauntingly beautiful.
It's a good fit for everything that had just happened. And speaking about the last battle, another thing that I appreciated about this is they really talked about the magnitude of the damage and the casualties that fight took. That's just something you don't see a lot. And I really enjoy Man of Steel. But think about like Man of Steel. They took out like an entire city, and it's not even brought up. This TV series not only took out the entire thing, and he tries to save people and fails. Like that, there's so many layers to this. Like, he's still becoming a hero, and even at the end of this, he's not even fully there or fully ready. And I really like that because you kind of talk about the loss, and people are just devastated. And he's like, it's going to take weeks before we can even clear anything out to try and rebuild stuff. Like, that entire city is devastated. And I'm glad the world, but just that city specifically, because that's the one where the fight took place. I appreciate them acknowledging that and talking about it.
Well, I can tell you that train will never be the same.
Oh my God, the train scene was incredible. That was something. I didn't think he was going to do it. I thought he was bluffing. And I was like, he's going to pull him away the last second, or he's going to like throw him into it. That dude held him through the entire train. And I don't even think the pain is what got the Mark the worst. I think it was watching all those people just get splattered on his face. And he's just horrified when he gets through it.
Dude, the Midnight Meat Train, that was metal as hell. I was like, oh my God, dude, I cannot believe this is happening.
So he has to, and Oz, please don't tell me this, because I want to see it. But I know you're going to get excited when I ask this, but I'm assuming Mark has to, get around to and show his pops like, yo, it ain't going down like that again. Like, I'm really looking forward to Mark getting, or Omni-Man getting his from Mark.
So you guys thought that destruction was terrible?
Oh no,
boy!
That's all you gotta say,
gentlemen. You do realize what the alien said to Mark, that we never had a Viltrumite betray his outpost or leave. Wow, I think they're all going to come to your Earth. You should be prepared for that.
Seth Rogen as well. Another very good cast right there. He who would have thought Seth Rogen could be in a show like this and really be able to just knock it out the park? He was great in that role.
He's behind Preacher.
Yeah, I mean, but that's different than like
he's
voicing.
A comic head. He's a comic head.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
But here, one thing for you all, man, dude. Oh my God, when that the payback off a past ish episode, when Omni-Man went to that planet that was kind of in the future.
Oh yes, through the time vortex.
And he was just like, "Oh, y'all can't see me for real," and he unleashed on them. Oh, that was crazy.
Planetary genocide.
Yes.
That was insane. He literally sent them back to the Stone Age and then dropped a meteor on the scientists that sent them back. I was like, dude, you are the most evil.
Oh man, yeah, it's there's so much good stuff that's coming up, man. It's good. It's really good.
I don't know if I can handle it. I'm bad, Chris. Go ahead.
Hey, don't count Mark's mom out. Don't count anybody else. Cecil, all of them. Don't count any of them out.
What was your guys' favorite fight scene in this season?
Oh, dude, so many.
I really liked the Battle Beast fight scene. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thought Battle Beast was incredible, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of him. He was a beast.
Yes.
I just want to tell you guys, I shut up so bad.
I even liked the like supporting villains that all died. They were all really cool too, I thought.
Man, I'm just holding my tongue. I'm just trying to be cool.
Another like little quiet scene that was really cool was watching Mark's friend when he was with his boyfriend and they were in college. Cool. Like it was cool seeing well, it wasn't cool, but it was interesting to watch him kind of struggle with like, yo, who, like, that's you? Like his boyfriend when he got transformed into that machine, and Mark's like, what do I do? Like, that's his guy. And then at the end, he's like, if you would have just went and looked for him when I told you to, instead of chasing this girl, it wouldn't have happened. Like, I really like the journey they're taking Mark on with his friends, with his girlfriend, with his family. He's got all these different people just looking to him, asking for help. And he's like, I just don't know what to do. It's a very good journey they're taking this guy on to become this invincible hero that he's going to be.
Yeah, he has a very this is the making of who he's going to be. So it's a lot of really cool stuff.
That scene that you were just referring to when they can't come back to the dorm after the government agency, Cecil and them have taken him, and he's just like, Mark's just crying, or not Mark. What's his best friend's name?
Is it William?
William, yeah. William just like breaks down in tears, and it's like, damn, this is really like. They don't have to stay too long on anything, but it speaks volumes about the situation and shows like the real life implications.
You're one of my favorite kind of smaller characters. Well, I guess he kind of had a big role throughout. Was Cecil's right hand man. I really liked him, and I was really disappointed that he had to die. I appreciate him kind of going out like a G, or at least as best he could, but I hated the fact that he had to bite the dust in this one. I enjoyed him a lot.
Keep reading the comic.
Well, I'm actually probably not going. Chris, let me ask you, because I don't think I'm going to read the comic until at least I get a season 2. Just because I enjoyed not knowing what was coming. I enjoyed just being completely blindsided by all this stuff. Are you going to start reading the comic after this season, or are you going to wait a couple seasons? What do you plan on doing with the comic?
I'm kind of conflicted because it is very long. Well, short for comics, but like it has plenty of longevity in terms of the story. And I agree with you. I did really like not knowing, but now I'm almost like I'm hooked. Like I'm chasing the dragon here. So like, I mean, I think I'll probably end up caving, depending on when. Like, if they're like, yeah, it's gonna be out in like the next 8 months. Okay, I'm game. But I have a feeling it won't be for like another year or so.
Hey, Oz, let me ask you a question before you go. As someone who has read the comic, what would you suggest to people? Just, people like me and Chris or anybody else who hasn't read the comic but really enjoyed the series. But, as comic guys, do you think the comic is something we should read, especially after this season? Or do you think we should continue going in blind? Like, what would you suggest?
It's a hard one, man, because I like that thought of just going, oh man, you catch hold of a really good show and you want it to keep that suspensefulness to you. You don't want the illusion to go away. But so I think it's the individual thing, man, because like I never read Deadly Class until I started watching the Sci-Fi show. And then I was like, oh man. And then I was like, well, the comic books is better than the show. But with Invincible is literally done almost picture perfect to the comic. So it's really cool. And I was at one point, Regular Scott, I was like, well, here, won't you read these issues that will lead you right into this? But then when I by the way, guys, I went back and reread everything. Because I was just like, fuck, that shit was so good. I forgot about all that. Yeah.
So instead of training your mind and body, you over here reading comics.
Dude, I was training my mind and my body. I was like turning pages, but I'm just saying, actually, can we be truthful? I had some old Invincible, so I turned some of the pages, but then I was just flipping my finger for the digital version of it. So it's fine. I have a strong finger now. Okay. So it just, there's so many different story arcs that go on with stuff. And there's actually a major character that they'll probably introduce in season 2 that stays around forever. And he's a villain. And he's dope. They do some cool shit, dude. They do some Robert Kirkman does some really fucking dope shit with it. And it's cool. Even the transformation from his first hero outfit to like his tailored suit is cool. It's cool, And the thing that got me in the comic book is the same thing that got me in the animated series when he throws the trash bag and it just goes sailing away. He's like, "Oh shit, yes!" And it's cool because his dad's like, "You got this," but what does that mean? So yeah, it's good.
I like when the trash shows up in the other episode.
I didn't even catch that, dude.
With the dad and the son from the White House in the first episode.
That's awesome.
I want that guy's story. Okay, so dark humor time. I want that guy's story to continue and just be this like beautiful tale, and then have them like one of them die and have it just be like this tragedy in the backdrop of like everything else that's going on.
Well, he like Kirkman does a really good job of making you go, God, these guys are great. You're like, wait, would you just do to them? Because like I was getting, because I knew the story, but I was like, yes, the Guardians, they're here. I was like, oh God, I forgot what happened to them. That's right. Shit.
Well, now we see why he killed off Steven from Walking Dead, because he needed him to do some voice work for Invincible.
Yeah, he said, hey, yo, dude, don't worry. I got a job for you, okay?
One other scene I feel like we'd be remiss to not talk about that was just really insanely badass was when Omni-Man, when they were, is it the GDA, the Global Defense Agency?
Yeah.
Yeah, they like drop the Cthulhu monster, and then they also use that that space laser, and Cecil's like, drop the hammer. I was like, yes.
and then he's just like, we just gave him a nosebleed.
Yeah, it's like a $40 billion nosebleed.
Yeah, but the monster was juiced up, and he was giving him some. He was working him. He was working him. It was good.
You bring that up, and it's like, and you, Oz, you mentioned earlier that we're gonna see some characters who are so much more powerful. To me, it's like, wow, like it didn't, like Omni-Man was just completely just on a whole nother level. Like he never seemed to really get hurt. Like even when he was fighting the Justice people and that the Flash people or the Flash guy that they had, you know, he was hitting them, but I don't think that was really hurting him as much as it was just kind of scratching him up. Like nothing seemed to really hurt this guy except when Immortal was gouging his eyes out. But I think you gouge anybody's eyes out, that'll hurt. So.
Yeah, but but everything that happens to him and Mark is always like temporary. Like even when you gouge his eyes, he was just like, but then they heal, you know. You have to do. I could tell you how to really hurt him because it says it in the comic book, but you have to do some considerable damage to him to like get them out of the picture permanently. And think about what happened to Mark. He broke Mark's teeth.
Dude, he got a hole put through him with a mace.
Dude, yes. See, yes.
That was insane. And Monster Girl, the fact that she survived that skull bashing with those two rocks, I was like, okay, holy crap. She's got some serious tankiness.
Yeah, there's just a lot of just really just amazing cool stuff. But yeah, man, like Omni-Man said, he's like, yes, we're sent to planets to take over. And he's like, I was just waiting on Earth. It's fine. But I can tell you what they don't ever mention in the comics. So I feel good about saying this. This is my own like little injection. I think those 20 years he spent on Earth, he was supposed to conquer the planet before then, but he probably fell in love and started feeling all these feelings. And he stayed way past his time, you know? So either way, it feels like to me, he was going to draw the attention whether he left or not.
Yeah.
Which character is your guys' favorite, out of curiosity? Do you have a favorite?
That's a tough one, man.
It's crazy. Don't leave out the Immortal, dude. The Immortal's kind of cool.
Immortal sucks. He looks like a juiced up version of Vandal Savage.
I like that. Well, you know, basically he is, right?
That's what that's exactly what he looked like. He looked like Vandal Savage.
They spin on all of them, you know.
Actually, that's true. Yeah,
there's a spin on everything.
Because the multiple girl, she looks like the Wonder Twins.
Well, Omni-Man looks like Tom Selleck from Magnum P.I.
Get me Spider-Man.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, J.K. Simmons, he was phenomenal as Omni-Man. He produced so much emotion through his voice. He was really good, man.
He's good in everything. So he's also in this, of course, they didn't renew it, but I think it was Starz had this show called Counterpart, where, and here's the premise. There are wormholes to alternate Earths, and they found this one wormhole that linked to another Earth. And, well, our Earth, we sent some people through there, but they never had a cure for smallpox. So we kind of fucked some of them up. So they didn't know that we didn't mean to do it. So they retaliated. And so there's this little Cold War going on between these two worlds. And he's part of it. He meets his counterpart in it. And his counterpart is a badass secret agent. And who he is in this Earth, he's like a mail delivery dude. and his counterpart is just like, what the fuck happened to you? And it's not a comedy. It's like a straight hardcore serious drama, and it's beautiful, dude. It's cool. It's really cool. Like you see how they're like, well, in this Earth they never had this, so they sometimes trade stuff too. It's cool. It's really cool.
Chris, who's your favorite?
I think my favorite character is probably Adam Eve. I just think her power is really, really cool. I want to see her get stronger.
Yes.
And I'm really liking just like her efforts to like make a bigger impact than just like fighting bad guys. I can definitely respect that. My co-host Brandon always says like his favorite thing about superhero content is watching superheroes just save average people. And that's a great thing they do in this show. Invincible does it a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite voice actor, though, Jason Mantzoukas. He's so good as Rexplode.
Rex is great. Rex is a very good character.
But Rex is he's an asshole. That's what you love him. And he's like, you cloned me?
And speaking of that, where you talk about saving regular people, I thought it was a great touch that they decided, like, we can't fight Omni-Man, but we can go help all these people. So yeah, that's a great call right there. That's them growing up and saying, like, yo, let's go out there. We have to do something. We can't just sit here and watch this happen. That's a great call right there, Chris.
Yeah, it's also a great call that Black Samson was smart enough to realize that they're about to kick his ass. So
yes. Well, I felt like it was like almost an intentional provocation to get everybody to be like, no. And then he's like, okay, we're a team. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And I liked that whole interaction a lot. And it's like at the end of this season, they've matured enough. They're going to clean the blood off, and they are the Guardians.
He's a great leader for that group. And even when he didn't have any type of his powers, like when he was just a regular guy, like that's the type, and that's why, we bringing it back full circle, what we talked about earlier with Sam Wilson. I think that's why having a grounded guy like that as your leader can be so important, because even without powers, he demands respect. Whenever he's talking to them, he demands respect. He's the perfect leader for that group.
I love him shit talking Rexplode.
He's just the ultimate jerk, dude. But hey, Adam Eve, she's a powerhouse within herself, and you'll dig how her character develops too. It's really good.
Chris, any final thoughts on Invincible? And I know we've kind of touched on it, but what are your kind of closing thoughts? Looking forward to what you really enjoy. What are your final thoughts on Invincible?
As I said in the beginning, I would highly recommend anybody to this show that is cool with graphic violence. But if you can get past that, I mean, it's an incredible story overall, and I really liked pretty much every aspect of this show. I'm really excited to see all of the different payoffs of what they set up in the finale. You had that montage of all the different threats that are out there. And I would like to see Machine Head come back because I like his auto-tune voice. That's just me, but I'm really, really pumped for season 2. I can't believe it's over. I feel like I wish there would have been 10 episodes, to be honest with you, but yeah, I'm greedy.
I'm greedy too.
Can we all talk about how gross Robot looked as a human?
Why you coming at that man? Why you coming at that? Dude. He's smarter than you, and he's the size of like your arm. Why you coming at that man?
That dude, man, I was like, good God, dude, you look like a slug.
You foul, man.
I was like, don't put salt on him, dude. He might shrivel up. It was crazy.
Yeah, you definitely get a Morgan Freeman for that one.
But I'm telling you, love will definitely do stuff to you, because that dude was like, oh, I'm gonna become human for you. I need a body.
Oz, what are your closing thoughts on Invincible?
I was nervous, not nervous, but I was like, let me watch Invincible. Let's see what they do with this. They'll probably do some weird stuff and not make it like the comic. And when I realized that they made it exactly like the comic and better, as in they made it super tight, I was like, all in, I look forward to every single episode. And even as a person who's read Invincible from the get-go, it was still heart-wrenching when I was seeing some stuff. It was crazy.
I want to make sure that we at least give a shout out to the clones. I thought they were great as well.
They were awesome.
Yeah, I thought
twins.
What'd you say?
The Mauler twins.
Yes, that's it. The Mauler twins. Yeah, they were fantastic. The way they interacted with each other. I still don't know who's who. I still don't know which is which. Right. I still don't know who's who, and I think that's a great little story right there. So that was really cool.
Well, it makes sense because you think about it, like they've been cloning. Well, he's been cloning himself so much, and they died and whatever. Like they all get lost in translation, but they still are smart. It's good. It's just everything's cool. Even Robot is cool.
Quick thing I forgot to mention. Did you guys catch that? Is it Dan Harmon from Rick and Morty was in the college episode when they went to go see William's boyfriend?
He was the burp. He was the guy that burped, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the guy in the beginning who's like, "Come here, ladies. I want you don't know what you're missing."
Yes.
It's like, you don't know what you're missing. I've got my massive trust fund.
Chris, have you ever heard of a show called Solar Opposites?
Yes.
I love Solar Opposites.
The episode where it's like the two characters tame a bear or something and it's all inside the wall is my favorite.
And just the little people, that shit kills me, dude.
Yes, dude. Oh my god. That show's great. I love that little insert there. I was like, okay, I see you.
See, yeah, man. So see, again, it's just super, just smart show. You know, I think people are going to be pissed because I don't know if they're going to have enough patience to wait for the season 2. You know.
Well, we ain't got no choice but to wait. But yeah, me personally, I think I'm gonna I might read volume 1 of Invincible because I feel like we're far enough in the TV show where I can read that and I won't get spoiled. So I might read.
Who was your favorite character?
Oh man.
And then you both have to tell me who your least favorite character was.
Well, I'll go ahead and knock mine out. My favorite, as crazy as it sounds, man, my favorite character might have been Cecil's right-hand man. I loved that guy every time he was on the screen. Just he had no expression. He had no, he was fantastic, man. I loved him every time he was on the screen. And I was so mad he died. I was so, yeah, that's definitely my favorite character. My least favorite character was probably the guy who created all the machines. I could have cared less for him. The one that turned William's boyfriend into the little robot guy that they took, and Invincible broke his jaw and he couldn't talk the rest of the series. He's probably my least favorite.
Well, Lava Guy was kind of like, I was like, whatever, you know.
What about you, Chris? Your least favorite?
Man Lava.
So I had to look up that guy's name, Donald Ferguson.
Yes, I love that guy.
His voice actor, I can't remember who it is. I want to say it's like Walter Goggins, and I love him. He's in a bunch of HBO shows. So favorite or least favorite character would probably be, I mean, yeah, that guy who got his jaw broken was a pretty unlikable character. I also didn't really care about the fish guy, like the original Guardians.
Yeah,
but I mean, he was lazy too. He was just sitting on his throne waiting.
Yeah.
How come no one ever gives Aquaman any props?
Well, you got like Red Rush having that conversation about how he doesn't have any friends and stuff, and I'm just like, they're like literally making fun of this fish guy.
Yeah, dude.
So probably him. I think it's hilarious that your favorite character is Donald, by the way. I think that is awesome.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you, every time I saw him, I was just like, yo, he's great. He's witty. He's always just like talking. He's talking smack, and you don't even realize that he's talking smack. I love that guy. I thought he was fantastic. And people listening are probably like, really? He's not even one of the superheroes? He didn't even do nothing? He was fantastic.
He has his purpose too. So she was like, I'm sorry, sir.
Yes.
But last thing, I know we got to wrap it up, but last thing, Jesus, Omni-Man took so many explosions and he's just like, you haven't even hurt my suit. Can we talk about real quick what the suit is made of?
Omni something.
Both their suits never get destroyed. I'm just like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, what kind of material that Taylor got? What kind of material he playing with over there?
Just real quick. Both Mark and Omni-Man have left space and returned with non-crispy suits. So just something to think about.
That's true. Multiple times.
Now the old school Superman, the reason why they explained it was that the suit was so skin tight to him that it emitted his skin emitted sort of radiation that protected the suit. I was like, man, that's the dumbest excuse you ever made, DC.
Well, at least they gave you one. At least they tried to explain it.
He's got super underwear.
All right. Well, Chris, man, this was a blast. We really appreciate you coming on. It was always fun chopping it up. I don't appreciate you giving Oz any type of tips or ideas on how to get to 50 followers, so I'm not happy about that. But
posting a burger tonight.
But this was a lot of fun, man. Please, again, Chris, plug any and everything you have. Tell them where they can find you, and thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a total blast. We all love this. We've loved everything we've talked about, so I'm sure people can tell from how excited we've been. But check us out. Our website is geekpeakpod.com, and we are Geek Peak like the mountain, at Geek Peak Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find all of our weekly episodes that we drop. A couple recent ones that we have. We dropped on May the 4th, a special Star Wars episode covering the Clone Wars final season, leading up to the Bad Batch. So if you're a Star Wars fan, we are big Star Wars fans over at the Geek Peak. And come hang out with us, have a beer, and kick back and listen to our dumbass comments.
Yes.
No doubt. I'm a big Qui-Gon Jinn fan, so that's probably my favorite Star Wars character is Qui-Gon. Oz over here is a Trekkie, so he's not part of the cool club.
They still haven't accepted you in the club either, buddy.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I'm at the door. I'm waiting at the door. I'm waiting. Chris might be a way to get me in the door.
Yeah, Chris is like, yeah, man, you need to pay us $10,000 for a membership fee. It's one time, but he knows people though.
It's funny. All right, Oz, give him your final blow, and don't plug your Twitter.
I'm a plugging burgers, dude. No, yeah, Chris, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, man. It's been very super cool, dude. I tell people, watch Solar Opposites. It's been fun watching that. Keep watching Invincible if you haven't finished that. I watched Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan, and I was like, come on, T'Challa.
Yeah.
Listen, they took T'Challa's mind and put it in Killmonger's body. Okay.
I'm here for it at this point. Let's start a campaign. Let's start a Twitter campaign.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. Why did Michael B. Jordan look cut as shit?
You didn't see that dude in Creed 2? He been like that.
I get it, dude. I get it.
He is a beast in that movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Engine here, but the scene where he's in the prison cell and he fights a whole squad of riot police barehanded.
Hey, no spoilers, but Chris, this dude ties a towel to his fist, starts sprinkling water, takes off his shirt, and then he said, I'm gonna miss I want to get the ad lib right. He has one guard and says, next guy who comes in here, I start breaking necks.
That's an incredible line.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Dude, but Scott, regular Scott, riot police comes into his cell and they're like, hey, put your hands against the wall, turn around. He goes, I ain't going nowhere, dude, unless you tell me where I'm going. It was good. It was really good, dude.
Yeah, he ain't nobody to mess with. But Chris, yeah, we appreciate you appreciate you coming on the show. You can find us on Twitter at Need4Marvel vs. DC. That's the number 4. You can download our podcast anywhere you get your podcasts. And as always, Oz, tell them when you talk to them next time.
As usual, peace and chicken grease.
And y'all have a good time, because we're going to have a good time until we talk to y'all next time. Peace.
This is Defy Life. What you doing on a Sunday?